Hi, and welcome back to your Small Spaces movement practices. Today we're going through a yin yoga sequence for sleep. I do recommend you do this practice on a mat or a soft space as opposed to in bed. I do have other videos that are restorative or yin practices that can absolutely be done in a bed. This one has a little bit more movement and structure, all poses that will help us head off into sleep as we go. We're actually going to end our practice in Shavasana today, so rather than bringing ourselves out of it and talking a little bit, we will just end in our Shavasana. You can stay as long as you'd like, and then you can turn the video off whenever you're ready. So, any soft space that you have, we're going to start in a child's pose today. Draw your toes together to touch, your knees out wide. I'm going without any props. If you are a prop person, you're welcome to have them with you. Stretch your arms forward, start to press your forehead and your chest down. Start to slow down your breath without needing to change it or constrict it or force it. We'll start our class off with some shorter holds. We will slowly move into our longer holds as we get near the end of our class today. Stay for a couple more breaths. Your next breath starts to press up to a tabletop. We'll lower all the way onto our belly. We'll find our Sphinx pose. Plant your elbows underneath your shoulders. Legs can be together or separated if that feels a little bit better for you. Start to stretch your head and your gaze up. This is a big angle in our low back. This is some low back extension, some lumbar extension. So if it's not feeling great to you for any reason, just walk your arms further away and you'll see how that decreases that angle. Each pose that we find tonight, we are looking for about a 5 out of 10 in sensation. That's true of most yin poses and classes. Definitely don't want to have any pain. Making each pose work for our bodies how we need to. Challenging yourself to be still, to find your stillness. That is the hardest part of yin. Almost 2 breaths here. And slowly lower yourself down. Bring your arms in front of you. Let your forehead rest for a moment. We'll find our bow tie pose. So you'll stretch one arm underneath you out long. The other will cross over the top. You might make sure you have some room. I'm always in a little small space, so I like to make sure my arms can stretch. And then you might rest your chin to your arms. You might let your head hang, or if you're using a prop, this is a great place for a prop. Slowly begin to press up, and then we'll swap our arms. The one that was underneath you will now cross over the top and vice versa. Arms stretch. Maybe you bring chin to arms, maybe forehead down, or maybe you use a prop. Acknowledge that our sides can feel different. Working towards your 5 out of 10 in sensation, and always backing off if you feel any kind of sharp shooting pain. Let your breath be steady in any pattern and manner that you choose. Start to uncross your arms. Bring your forearms to stack out in front of you, or arms can rest along by your sides. We'll take a little bit of belly down rest. Start to feel really heavy. Allow yourself to sink and melt into your mat or your space. Put your hands underneath your shoulders. Start to press yourself up off of your belly. And we'll have a seat. Bring your legs long in front of you. We'll find a seated diamond pose. So as you bring the bottoms of your feet together, the difference here between our butterfly is that we want our feet to have a good distance away from our center. Bring your legs out in front, and then your goal here is not to lean forward as much as you can. Again, we take our time in our postures, allow our body to slowly relax into it rather than force ourselves forward. So for now, hands can rest onto you, maybe down by your sides. And just let yourself lean forward. Chin can tuck to chest, but not feeling the need to stretch forward as far as you can. That is the main goal and difference with a yin structured class. We're working into our fascia and connective tissue rather than stretching our muscles. In the way that we move slowly and allow ourselves to soften, that is what we feel the next day. We feel a lot better rather than feeling really, really sore or overstretched. Most of the sensation we feel with yin really is in the posture, in the moment. With that 5 out of 10. Slowly begin to press yourself up, and then we'll move into our half butterfly. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better, but you're welcome to remain as you are. For your half butterfly, you'll start with one foot in towards your center, opposite leg can go long. We'll do both sides, so whichever you've chosen is fine. And then, same thing as our seated diamond, we're not looking to push and lean forward as far and as hard as we can. We're just gonna slowly allow ourselves to come down. You might start up higher and slowly come in a little bit deeper, but letting it be natural. 5 out of 10 in sensation is all that we are looking for here. Slowly press yourself back up to your seat, and then we will switch sides. So you'll pull opposite leg in, let the other go long. As always, your first few moments in your pose can be an opportunity to kind of get all the wiggles out, and then as you're ready, you can slowly bring yourself down. Many meditation and stretch-centric practices are good for sleep, but especially in yoga, because we are focusing on kind of these acupuncture points in the body. Yin is rooted in ancient Chinese medicine. So when we're opening up these spaces, working into these spaces, it's allowing for more free flow of energy, blocked qi as it's called. As insomnia is seen as something that is an imbalance in the body in that Chinese medicine. So we're removing blockages, opening spaces up, and allowing that qi to flow to help us sleep. Next inhale, start to press back up to your seat. And then pull both legs in. Kind of tuck yourself into a little ball for a moment, known as your rebound posture, how we allow ourselves to release through our poses. And then we'll move into our dragonfly, which is a little bit like what we were just doing. This could be seen as sort of the peak posture of our class today. Even though yin looks different than a vinyasa or a hatha practice, we still have somewhat of a peak pose before we come back down into our longer holds. So both legs are long out to your sides, and then as you get there, you might pull your legs in a little bit less. This is not about trying to find a huge side split, opening as big as we can. Similar to our last couple poses, we're just trying to soften and find a little bit of sensation, most likely to your inner thighs here, without needing to spread yourself out, because we do want to be able to come forward a little bit. So coming forward. This does tend to be more intense posture, but still looking for your 5 out of 10 as you go. Next inhale, press you back up to your tall seat, and then start to bring your legs together. I'm gonna flip back around. You can give them a little shake if that would feel good. Alrighty, we have 2 more seated postures before we make our way down to our back for the remainder of our class today. This is our caterpillar, so legs extend long in front of you. If you have any props, you can support the knees, the feet, the head, whatever you choose. Like our last few, this is not your seated forward fold, so especially if you're used to a hatha or vinyasa practice, it is not your Paschimottanasana. It is just arms by your side and a compression of your chin into your chest. If you've taken any of my other yin classes on my channel, you know that this pose was my least favorite. When I started doing yin, I felt like I just didn't understand it. But it has grown to be one of the ones that I really love and can appreciate, which oftentimes is what happens. Sometimes if there's a pose we don't like, it's because we don't really get it. So allow your chin to hang heavy, head to hang heavy as well. And then your body will sort of naturally curl forward. We're not actively reaching for the toes. We're just trying to hang and be still. Your hands down, slowly press back up to your seat, always taking your time. Right. We will head into our final upward posture on our mat before we end down on our back. So this is our melting heart. It looks a little bit like your child's pose, but your hips will be elevated. So send your legs behind you, reach your arms forward, and then start to press forehead and chest down. You are trying to have your hips be over your heels rather than super far back, but of course, if that doesn't feel good, make the posture work for you. This is a nice counter to all of that flexion we were just finding in our spine. This is now a little bit of extension. If you'd like extra, bring your chin to the mat and you can look forward. That'll get into your throat and your neck a little more. Toes can be fleshed or tucked to the mat, your decision. Bring your hands back underneath you. Maybe a wag of your head or your tail. Start to have a seat. Send your legs long in front of you and then we will meet down on our back. That is where we will actually end today. Feels good to come down already. We'll do our glute and hip stretch down on our back today. This is your supine figure four or your supine pigeon as it's called sometimes. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. There are some options. You can reach through to bring your legs closer. You can leave your legs where they are. Today I'm feeling like I'm just gonna let them stay down on the mat. You might add gentle pressure onto the left knee with your left hand. And flexing onto your left foot sometimes turns on that stretch and sensation a little bit more. Take your left leg off. And you might find a windshield wiper left to right. And then we'll start to switch sides. So, crossing right ankle over, you can reach through or you can leave the leg down. Right foot and leg can return to the mat. And start to straighten both legs out long, moving into our banana pose. Sometimes people reach their arms straight overhead. I'm constricted on my space, so I'm going to grab my opposite elbows. Arms and head will move to the back left corner of your space, feet and legs to the front left corner. Option to cross right ankle over left knee. Right ankle over left ankle rather. And you're welcome to make this C or banana shape as exaggerated or as small as you want to. If you want a little bit more sensation to your neck, take your gaze over your right shoulder. Sometimes in yin, we begin with the left side rather than the right. Because in Chinese medicine, the left side is seen as the yin side of the body and the right side is seen as the yang or the yang, helping us to balance that energy, balance that qi, and open up any spaces that are being blocked. everything back through the center. And bring opposite elbow on top. Head and arms to the back right corner. Feet and legs to the front. Left ankle cross over the right. An option to add gaze over the left shoulder. Slowly return to center. Start to hug your knees into your chest. We'll open to our happy baby. You can grab our opposite feet, ankles, thighs. I like to hold the outsides of my feet personally. Whatever lets your tailbone be grounded, because we're really looking for length in the spine. You might rock side to side, or you might just be still. We won't hold this for a long time. It's about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Gather your knees back into your chest. Our final pose before our rest is a supine twist. There are a lot of ways to do your supine twist. I know the space that I have, so I'm just going to allow my knees to fall over to one side. So you might begin with that. Knees can drape over to the left. If you want to feel more, you can straighten your left leg underneath you and pull your right leg across. That is typically what we see more in our vinyasa and hatha styles. Option to goal post your arms out to your sides, or maybe rest the hands onto you. For a deeper twist, take your gaze over your right shoulder. Slowly bring your legs up to center. Allow them to fall over to the right side. Arms and upward gaze. Can you find the same variation they did on your first side? Lift your legs up to center. And slowly straighten everything out long. Finding your final rest. As a reminder, this is where we will end our practice today. I'll be here for a few minutes, and if you'd like to stay longer, you can. If you'd like to leave earlier, you can. But making sure you give yourself and your body the rest that you need and that you deserve.